The US President Donald Trump has landed in London for his second state visit to the UK. That's rare indeed. Joining us is News Corp's Europe correspondent and Sky News contributor Sophie Ellsworth. Good evening to you, Sophie. Yeah, so this is breaking news. It was this hour that he touched down, arriving on Air Force One. He switched things over to Marine One, where he's off to the ambassador's residence. So, presumably it's a quiet night tonight, and then things kick off in earnest tomorrow.
Well, that's right, Pete. Look, I don't think the US president will be out partying tonight. He got in here just after 9 p.m. local time, and the president and First Lady Melania are on their way to Regent's Park in central London, where the US ambassador's residence is. So they'll spend the night in central London before they head to Windsor tomorrow, and where the official formalities begin. But Pete, the red carpet here is certainly being rolled out for the US president and the First Lady. The Brits are very keen to make a big impression here for the US president, because this is an unprecedented second state visit, as you mentioned.
How much pressure is on the Prime Minister Keir Starmer here to achieve something, Sophie? Because as we know, a number of scandals, his popularity has dived. So he's going to be hoping this goes well.
Well, he certainly is going to be hoping that it goes well, and he's hoping this will be a distraction, Pete, because he's had a series of bad headlines in recent weeks. He's lost his deputy Prime Minister, Angela Rayner. His deputy there, she's gone for not paying enough stamp duty tax on a housing purchase. He sacked the US ambassador, the UK ambassador to the US, Lord Peter Mandelson, through his tight relationship he had with convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. So that's been a disaster, and they've been left without an ambassador. Lord Mandelson was meant to be a key part of this state visit, so he's lost his job. His popularity, Sir Keir Starmer, is plummeting, and Labor are in a lot of trouble, Pete. So this, he will be hoping, will distract the media to focus on the bilateral relations with President Trump, and they are set to have some meetings on Thursday at Chequers at the Prime Minister's rural estate.
Yeah, and that's where we take these live pictures coming to us right now, Sophie. It looks as though Marine One, in which the US President and First Lady Melania are on board. Yeah, that's Marine One there. It's as Sophie pointed out, it is not 2:53 in the afternoon. It is quite late in the evening, but we'll get sight of them momentarily. They won't say anything. But Sophie, back to you. Jeffrey Epstein, I mean, how large does that name loom on this visit? Because, you pointed out Mandelson there, who's been sacked for his links to Epstein. Epstein's linked to the royal family as well with Andrew, and I'm sure Andrew is going to be kept away from the US president while he's on the royal grounds. And of course, there's the links to Trump as well. He's keen to shift that conversation on whenever he's asked, but there is this press conference in Chequers, and I'm sure the British press, as well as the travelling American press pack, will be interested to see what the president's got to say about that too, right?
They absolutely will be, Pete. This is the Jeffrey Epstein tentacles out far and wide. The implications here are extremely enormous for Sir Keir Starmer. There's a lot of talk here in the British press that his leadership as Prime Minister is at stake over this, because he was the one who approved Lord Mandelson to be the ambassador to the US. And Lord Mandelson has been sacked multiple times when he was a politician. So he has got a past where he's lost his job numerous times. This was another occasion where he's done that. And no doubt the British press here are not letting up on this, nor are the American press. So it will be a very interesting time when they do front the media. But Sir Keir Starmer is very careful with the way he manages the relationship with the US president. And some would argue he's done a very good job of that.
What's the hope here, Sophie, from Starmer's point of view, to wind back trade or at least get a better trade deal?
There is talk that he's hoping to get some better trade deals while President Trump is here. That is part of their talks. No doubt they will really be maximising the relationship with the royal family to make sure that they flatter Trump and they make sure he has absolutely the best experience while he is here in the UK. And around Windsor Castle, Pete, there's very, very tight security. There's high fencing erected all around. This is absolutely a tight security mission, and there will be no public facing time for Mr. Trump. He will be kept very closely away from the public. There are protesters already out, and a lot of people are not happy that he is here. So this will be an interesting state visit, but one that is very important for both leaders.
Yeah, it looks like he's having a strong discussion there with somebody on board. Marine One there, and he's got this speech, as Ian Woods was pointing out when I spoke to him about half an hour ago, Sophie. He's got this speech at the banquet tomorrow night, so they might be some of his first words that we'll be broadcasting.
Absolutely. I think everyone will be very interested, as they always are when Donald Trump speaks, to see what he has to say. We know that he loves the royal family. He's very fond of Britain. His late mother, was Scottish. He was only out here, as we know, Pete, a couple of months visiting Scotland to open his new golf course. So he's very fond of Britain. He's got a great relationship with Britain, and one that he wants to continue to have. So both leaders, particularly Sir Keir Starmer, will be on his best behaviour to impress the US president and make sure that he goes away with a smile on his face and a great experience, that he was warmly welcomed here in the UK.
We are continuing to take these live pictures, folks. If you have just joined us for the top of the hour, that's the US President Donald Trump, who almost an hour ago, he touched down with First Lady Melania Trump on Air Force One. They touched down at Stansted Airport in central London. They then got off Air Force One, moved to Marine One, which is the presidential chopper, and that presidential chopper, and you can see the president there and the First Lady behind him. Yeah, that's Melania, I think, heading to the ambassador's residence in London, which is where they'll stay the night before heading to Windsor Castle tomorrow. The First Lady and the President, they're arriving at the ambassador's residence. Just a final point here, Sophie, as we see them come through. I mean, you sort of just referred to this, and Ian did as well earlier. How much interest is there locally on this, particularly from protesters?
Well, the Stop Trump coalition has been sending out flyers and trying to gather support from their agitators that are very annoyed Trump is here. But really, Pete, they're not going to be getting much attention, I wouldn't have thought. There's too much going on here. There's too much security around Trump. There were some protesters at Windsor this evening, Pete, but the media who were there at the scene said that there was more media than protesters. So at the moment, they're not having much of an impact. And because he is not public-facing during this trip, it does lead to the really conclusion that they won't have much of an impact because they will be kept well away from the eyes of the president.
No doubt they will try, though. They will still try to make their voices heard, though, won't they, Sophie, at some places?
They absolutely will, Pete, but the security around Windsor...
Just hold there, Sophie. Just hold there. We might have some words from the president here. Let's run this.
Hello. We just had a great flight. Our fantastic ambassador, we appreciate the job he's doing. He's done really well, really well. The relationships are great, and he's been outstanding. So I want to thank him and for welcoming us. We had a good flight. A lot of people came with us, and tomorrow's going to be a very big day, Mr. Ambassador.
Mr. President, it's going to be an historic day.
It's going to be great. Thank you all very much. I love it. Well, I love it. I love Turnberry. I love Aberdeen. I have a lot of things here that they warm my heart. I want to tell you, it's a very special place. Great place. Well, we're going to see him tomorrow, and he's been a friend of mine for a long time, and everybody respects him, and they love him. Thank you very much.
OK, that's the US President Donald Trump. He arrived just a moment ago with First Lady Melania at the US Ambassador, and that's him right there, the US Ambassador to the UK's residence, where Donald Trump will be spending the night before heading to Windsor tomorrow. Thank you, Sophie Ellsworth, as well.